Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you real soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Hey family, let me share with you what Nora's closet has on her racks right now. You guys are gonna love this. Everything that a woman loves. We're coming into 2021. She has your Versace, she has your Gucci, and your authentic handbag. She also has your perfume. If you guys are looking for Chanel or CK or Gucci, this is the place to be. Make sure when you go over there, tell her SP News sent you. You're not going to regret it. Are you a Warriors for Children and she'll work with you? You can walk on the runway with this one, you guys. I guarantee it. Hey family, how's everybody doing? I see you in the building. Thanks you guys for showing up today. Today is February the 12th, 2021. Thanks everybody for showing up. I see family in the house. I see the mods. Thank you, mods, for showing up. Sonia Watts, Taylor, Peggy Toe, Tina Powers is in the building. Freddie's in the building. Thank you guys. SB times 3 is in the building. Thank you for the super chat, SB times 3. We got you on in there. She said, hello, family. SP and happy family. Thank you guys. Thank you for the super chat, SB. I got you down again. So thanks everybody. And I appreciate everybody coming on in here. We got a lot to talk about today. And we're just going to go on some of you guys' information, what you have been hearing, and what's been going on. First of all, I want to give everybody thanks for coming in here and sharing your thoughts. Even sometimes when things don't go right, you guys, your way, don't take it out on me. I didn't do it, but it happens sometimes. So I just want you guys to know that don't take it personal if everybody don't agree with your theory or your opinion or something. It's not my fault. People got their own, thought process. They got information that you may not have, so they may not be in agreement with what you say or what I say or what anybody else say. They get information all over the place. So please be respectful to everybody's comment. And but if somebody's lashing out, we do got security and we will escort you out. And that's not a threat, you guys. That is a promise. I mean, it's really simple. Just be nice and respectful. She said it's a lot of static. It's a lot of static. It's cold. It's cold. I almost quit my job today. It's so cold. TeNika Shanika, the plus size doll, she is in the building. You guys, I gotta put this out here because we're trying to do things. Let me, and then we got Veronica Lynn up in there too. Hold on, because I can't see everything. TeNika Shanika. TeNika Shanika. Let me see. Shenette. I keep calling it the plus size doll. I got you down. That's going to be a lot. Thank you for the super chat. Let me see where you're at. Uh, I Oh, and then there's Danae. Danae is in there. Danae Crawl. Well, thank you, Danae. I see you in the building. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to have to slow it down a little bit. I got to slow it down because one of my things moved really fast. There's TeNika Shanika. There you go, TeNika Shanika. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And we got Veronica Lynn. Let me put you in here, Veronica. Veronica Lynn. And I know last Wednesday we were in here. Thank you for the super chat. Let me see where do I got you on here, Veronica. Veronica. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, there was a young lady by the name of Christine. Uh, there's Valerie McFadden. I got you on here, Valerie McFadden. Thank you for the super chat. Valerie McFadden, there you go. You guys know everybody's computer is a little bit slow. Mine's is slower than y'all's. Thank you for the super chat. Valerie McFadden. Thank you guys. And we do come on here to share our information. We're still working on everything. I got to make sure people have been trying to get in contact with me and they don't realize, it's harder to get in contact with me now because I do work this other job, which I'm trying to hold on to it. Thank you. Hey, Sarah, blessings to you too. I can't see none of you guys' chat. Right before I came on, family, I always get terrible news soon as I come on. It's like yesterday, I didn't come on. I ran around, did a little cooking, shut it down. Today, I get a phone call. Where you been? The pipes is broken over here. The pipes are frozen. I don't know what to tell you. She put a heater up in there, whatever. I don't know what's going on, but we'll get it worked out. Anyway, hey Avira, how you doing? There's family up in the building. Now, you guys, I was so uncomfortable last Wednesday. I know you guys were, I mean, it was just all over the place, all over the place. I do want to share something before we get off into the topic. I'm not going to put out the name or anything like that, but I just want you guys to know, like, sometimes when you call in, um, people may not take your perspective the way that you take it, or you're gung ho and you want to share, and you may not have accurate information, or it's very doubtful or something. Do not get mad at me. Or if we call you and you sharing information, and that's the way it's been. Just remember, when you bring other channels content over here, other people know so much information, they're going to, may not take heed to what you're saying, or they may wonder why, how this or this don't make sense or something. So they're going to be very skeptical. I get a lot of positive feedback. Sometimes I get negative feedback. But when you get angry about it, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. And then want to start, and then, if you call me up, we go over it and we go over it. I don't have a problem. But find out where you got angry. Here's the thing. We are adults here. Keep in mind, women, whether you still have that monthly thing going on, you may still go through the symptoms. So, getting angry at people and lashing out is not a good thing to do because someone doesn't see it your way or see it my way. You guys see, we get all kind of phone calls coming here. You don't see me bashing a person. I be perspective, and I mean I be respective to the perspective until unless they get angry or malicious, and then I'd be like, okay, well, thank you, such, and then after I think about it, I go, okay, because I know that I don't want to go off on somebody. Now they can do what they want to do. And then I will voice my opinion of how I felt and hopefully they'll stay out of my way because I don't go to people's channel to start mess. And then you guys get in trouble on another channel and then you come over here and now you're fighting with certain people. Hey Gloria, I see you in the building. She said, I must have missed it live. Nah, you ain't. I'm just saying some things that happens in the back of things. And we want to make it clear that, and if we escort you out, there's a reason. There's always a reason why we will escort you out. We try to give a warning, but if the attack continues to happen, we just politely escort you out. Anyway, you guys, it's cold. We're going to talk about these California city boys, um, Orson and Oren, Classic, and Sincere. They are still missing. They are catching all kind of predators down there in California. Right now, I think it was about an hour ago, they were chasing a kidnapper. People are snatching up these kids. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, you guys. Um, I was looking up Pizzagate because Trezell was so interested in Pizzagate. I was looking it up, trying to figure out what was he thinking about, what was he talking about. Taylor says security. Yes, yes. And sometimes I just have to do my own, you know, sometimes I just don't even share what's going on because it's really the person knows what they're doing. Anyway, let's get on to the topic. So, I want to know something because some people have a theory that it's now snowing, it's getting cold, it's cold everywhere, that the kids definitely ain't just out there walking because at night it's really, really cold. Kim Davis says black market for organs. Young Black Queen says, yes, so sad kidnapping kids and killing them. Please don't leave no man around your children. Lola says, I like to know what's in the water. Too many kids being snatched. It's unreal. You know what? I don't understand what's going on with why people, for some reason now, is so interested in these kids. I mean, they could be nice looking gentlemen, but why do you want a baby? Why do you want somebody's kid? And Bella said it's getting worse. Yeah, it is. I'm going to read some of you guys' comment. You can call in anytime. This is Friday, so I'm going to open it up. You can call in. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. And figure out what's going on. They had a bus in Texas again and finding kids. Dolly says, and certain women are sick. Did you know that Trezell West was sleeping with the realtor lady in California City? He had no money. I think this woman has the boys. Gail, you must been in my thoughts all day today. You must been in my thoughts all day today. I didn't want to mention it, but we can get on to that subject. We can get on that subject. Now, the subject is Trezell West and Jacqueline West in the conversation. Now, think about it. Everything that he was doing is already set. You guys think, please think. In June, he was trying to get this house. That's when he told the lady, the realtor lady, he only got 4 kids. In June, why would he tell her in June he only has 4 kids when, unless the adoption wasn't completed by then? Other than that, you got 6. Because if those other 2 is adopted and your biological 2, then when was these complete a complete process of being adopted? You guys understand what I'm saying? So in June, think about it. He got no money. He ain't got no money. And he's trying to get a house in June. Now you tell me what person in their right mind got no money and trying to get a house? I mean, you got no down payment money. You got no money. You got no job. You got no stable income. Well, you got the kids' income or whatever kids you have adopted or and their income, but you don't have a job to say, I've got, even if you had minimum wage, you would have been able to say, I bring home $400 every 2 weeks or something. You don't have anything to say how you bring home money. Saying that you sell a record or some beats, don't get it. Every blue moon, every now and then. So, first of all, like I said, we can't think of how they even got the kids because you're supposed to have some income instead of just the kids is your income. So that's wrong. The young lady that came on here weeks ago, she said all of these people giving them the kids and not checking their background, not checking if they got a job, not checking if they got income coming in is a no-no. Okay, fostering them like that is a no-no. Adopting them like that is a no-no. Now you went out and bought a house. The realtor lady gives you the down payment money. You still ain't got a job, and you get the house. A lot of people is pulling strings for these 2 people. Why is that? And then all of a sudden, you call in on December the 21st and say, hey, the kids was outside playing with chalk and they missing 2 kids. In June, you only said you got 4. We can only count 4 now. All of this stuff do not make sense. You were talking back in June like there was only 4 kids. I went over what the chief said. The chief said the young lady was, giving him, asking him questions and reporting. She says, have anybody seen the kids? And he was like, yeah, yeah. And we was like, oh, okay. Well, who? Then he says, well, the mom and the dad. She says, other than the mom and the dad. Chief John Walker turns around and says, yeah, somebody else seen the kids. She said, who? He says, the grandmother. Then he turns around. Someone says, the dog name is Chalk. Anyway, he says, yeah, somebody else seen the kids. She says, who? And he turns around and says, I'm not gonna say. You know why he's not gonna say? Because it was the kids. It was the kids. Because he said it in another interview. One of the kids or something, the last day that they seen the boys was the 19th. But could have coached those boys? Or, you know, kids is not as smart as we want them to be. And they can be like, you know, that is Orson and whatever, or I don't know how they would do it, but you can coach kids. And I know that they have certain ways to talk to the kids and get the times and the dates, but they could be right. Maybe the 19th was the last time they seen him. But we know for a fact that ain't nobody seen him since. Kids don't pay attention to dates, to be honest. No, they don't. They don't. But they do pay attention to what's going on. But if you set up certain scenarios, like you, just like they got the kids out of the house thinking that they wasn't gonna, oh, the kid's not here, so they was trying to save their kids. Hmm. So you made sure that the kids were gone, and then you guys, you and Jacqueline kept the two little ones, and then she was wrapping presents, which somebody said it was just one present for both kids, some socks or some underwear or something. Some things are not adding up, and it might be what they call not efficient evidence, circumstantial evidence, like no pictures of the boys. You really didn't shop for the boys. Um, Nobody's seen them. You saying that you only had four, that wouldn't hold up. I mean, you can arrest them, but it won't hold up. So Zen says, I don't understand why four went to grandma, but not the boys. That makes no sense. Here come a call with a private number. We gonna answer it. This is SP. Hello? Okay. They didn't say anything. I don't know what that was. If let me try to pull, this is my last time answering it. This is SP. I will not be answering any more private calls. Thank you very much. Um, I am Coyote says, what I don't get is why would a grown man like to have sex with a child? Blows my mind. I have no clue. I have no clue. That doesn't make sense to me. A man can find a woman all day, all the time. It doesn't matter what he looks like or what he got going on. They say, like in the United States, for every man, it's almost like four women. There's more women than men. So I don't know why they want to go get with a kid. Maybe they are inferior to a woman's knowledge and experience. And maybe they want something that nobody else ever had. It's just gross. Barbara says, open it up. And then I also heard that there is something that grows in kids that's after a certain age, they can't get an adult. Hmm. Mary says, I find it strange they only had boys. there's more women than men is because they want to be in control. That's why they can only, yes. Okay. Innocence. Is that why I hear SSI can only have a certain amount in savings? Exactly. You're right. I think it's like, I'm pretty sure different states, different amounts you can have, but here where I am, I think it's like 1,900. You can't go past $2,000. But still, why would this woman, why would this woman, think about it, you guys, why would this woman give Trezell $5,000? Follow the money. Why would she give him $5,000? And then say, I really wasn't expecting it back, but he done gave me $3,000 back. You know what? I think if we find out who told you to give him that $5,000, I believe we can get some answers. Hey, this is SP. Go ahead.
Okay, I can't see the chat or anything.
That's fine.
Just calling them. I've been missing your live. So,
okay, what's going on?
I guess nothing new. They're not finding out anything new or anything new about the boys. So,
Right.
I don't know. I think that they're not really doing an arrest because you know that they only have one time to prosecute if they prosecute for murder.
Right.
And if the jury acquits them, then they could get away with it if they don't have enough evidence. So,
right. Well, yeah. You know, I don't think they're gonna find the evidence because unless somebody tells. You know, if somebody tells. I mean, but here's the funny thing. They have not even interrogated them. They've only asked them questions. And see, John Walker was saying, well, they're cooperating. Well, you will cooperate if you're not under arrest. You can walk out when you want to and say, you know, I really got something to do and I'm done. I'm tired. We went through this or whatever. But they have not interrogated them. And, you know, I keep going back over all the things that John Walker says. He says interrogation is different, but it's almost like splitting hairs. Those are his words. And what he means by that is sometimes you can question a person, but when you interrogate them, you have to know certain things for them to start coming out and go, you know, people are going to be like, there's one thing Jacqueline said. Jacqueline said, you guys don't know nothing. You guys don't know anything. And that's almost like a kid. Because you know, when you're trying to get a kid to tell you the truth, kid ain't gonna tell you nothing until you say, you know, I know. And they be like, you don't know, I didn't. And then when you say, you know what, I got you on camera. We seen you going, you know, in the kitchen. And I seen you put the candy in your mouth. Then they be like, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying?
I felt like it was more like you don't have proof.
Right.
You don't have proof.
Right.
So I know, like in this area a couple years ago, there was a human trafficking ring that was busted. And what was concerning about that was that ring that was busted had law enforcement members that were arrested. I think a CP, like a social worker, was arrested, and then people that worked out at the prison.
Right.
Because we have a lot of prisons around here. And I've always said to myself, like, human trafficking, like, what are they doing with kids, though? It doesn't
make sense.
Right. It doesn't make sense. Like,
Well, what do
so
you think happened to the boys?
I don't think what I missed saying the other day on there, because right now I have everything shut off so I can't see the chat. I was kind of like distracted. Is anybody who's had kids, you know, when you have toddlers like that and they get out, they run in different directions.
Right.
Right? Because I have kids that my kids are special needs, so they're older now, but when they're little, they're loafers. So whenever they get out, they run in different directions. So I don't feel like if those boys got out of that yard, that they would have been running with each other next to each other, because that's not what they do when they're that young. If you let a bunch of kids out to the playground, if you've ever seen that, when they let a bunch of kids out to the playground, they all scatter in different directions. They all run in different directions. So I'm like, how would somebody pick up two kids that just happen to get out?
Right.
That part doesn't make sense to me. That's the part that never makes sense to me.
How they let them just get out?
Well, no, but if they did get out, how would one person snatch them? Because kids, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It wouldn't be in that little of time, in that short of time, unless somebody knew them and was able to call them over to them by name, like that's why I don't think that could be a stranger, especially.
So you think somebody actually took these kids?
No, I'm saying that's what they're trying to make us believe. And that's why I feel like it's like doubtful, because if they got out, how would they, like, why wouldn't they recover at least one of them? Kids that age, when you let them out, they don't usually run together to where one person would be able to snatch them and put them in a car or something. A stranger, if it was a stranger, right?
Right. You're right. You're right.
Like, you've seen it where people, where if you have a bunch of kids together, you let them out on the playground, they don't run together. They run separately. So if they opened a backyard and the kids are exploring, kids don't tend to explore like that. They usually, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Run separately from each other. So it just doesn't make sense.
Right. You're right.
But I do think if, I was also saying to you, when you're doing foster care, they give you something called respite hours.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be I think that could be a reason they could have dropped off the other children that were in foster care with the grandmother, because she could have been getting paid to do those respite hours and then just keeping her own grandkids, you know? So there could be a reason that they would drop off only 4 of the kids with the grandmother.
Yeah.
If we gave them the benefit of the doubt. Just the bottom line is, I saw the news report too, and about the family and people going after the family, and I think that the family should understand that people are doing that because the family isn't saying when they last saw the kids.
Right.
Like, they're not speaking about that, and that's what everybody wants to know. That's all everybody wants to know, because they want a starting point of where to look for the kids. But the family's not even saying when they last saw the kids.
Right.
They're speaking about, we thought they were good parents, everything. But when they last saw the kids, and that's the one question that they're not answering, and I don't understand why.
Yeah. Well, when people lie, the only thing that they have learned is to keep their mouth shut. And if they're not speaking and talking, now they already spoke one time to the news, And the last time that the news was talking, actually, CPS or whatever they call it down there was speaking on the situation, but they were saying generally they were talking generalizing the situation, but not speaking on the West Boys. And I thought to myself, there's a reason why they came out and said that. First of all, they're getting phone calls from us, from people wondering, why did you guys give these people? Did you not check? And this, that, and the other. They're getting in front of the story. That's what you do. You get in front of the story. And but they was not talking generally about the California City Boys, Orrin and Orson, or Classic and Sincere. They wasn't talking about them. But why would you come out and start trying to explain your process? We know the process. And then the way that they said the process, you got 4 months, you can get your kids, and you might need more time. Well, need more time, and then you just hand them to someone else for them to stay into the foster care system. Because here's the thing, and I'm not trying to get off track. Had someone checked this family out, they wouldn't even had those boys and these other kids.
I still think they were placed with it by an agency. Now, like, people are saying he didn't have income. I kind of, and I wrote it in your chat, I'm wondering in the back of my mind if he might have from the military, because sometimes people in the military do get out and they get on disability because of things that they've seen.
Right.
So there's a lot of military people that actually get an income and they have PTSD or mental issues, and they don't always disclose that to the world, that they, you know what I mean, that they get income for that, but they do, and it's significant, and that could be a significant amount of it, amount of income for somebody to say, okay, your household does qualify because you have enough income, but you know what I mean? If you get that income because you have because you're mentally disabled from coming out of the military, then maybe that's where you might not, shouldn't qualify somebody if they have PTSD that bad, you know?
Okay, someone in the chat is asking a question, says we don't have proof that he was actually in the military.
I haven't seen that. I've just heard it stated that was in the military. Has anybody else heard that?
That's the thing. We've heard from other people saying it, but does that make it true? See, sometimes we'll hear something, and then another YouTuber and another content creator and Facebook will say it, and everybody believe that it's true because we heard it, and then we all sitting there going, well, he was in the military. Do we really know if he really was? We don't really know,
I guess it's all speculation because we don't have proof of really anything. Nobody really has proof that they had no income.
Right. And then the part that I did hear about him being in the military, it was like boot camp. You don't get no big money in seeing stuff in boot camp. If you get an honorable discharge in boot camp, you don't have $800-900 coming in at the end of the month or whatever. You get an honorable discharge, but the people I know that got, and I'm not saying everybody, I'm just saying in boot camp.
Well, if you get a discharge in boot camp, that's usually because they found out that there is something wrong with you, and that could be something physical or mental. And if it looks like there's nothing physical wrong with them, if they find out you have certain diagnoses in the military, they won't let you in.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? So
it
would mean if disclose that. And then once they get into boot camp, they find out that you have a diagnosis, they will let you out because they don't want to deal with that.
Right. Yeah.
Because there's people who enter the military just enter and they're fine and they don't come out okay because of what they see.
Yeah. Okay.
That's,
all right.
I'll let you go. I just wanted to call in. I saw people like calling and hanging up.
Right. All righty.
I don't know. I'm not seeing anything over here that's furthering the story about the kids. And then, there's a couple creators I follow. There's one I stopped following because the news was becoming it's not objective. There's nothing. They're not. Nobody's really reporting about it. And that's a difficult thing to see. But it's not. You know what I mean?
All right.
But they're not. I just want people looking everywhere over here. So.
Well, different channels have different ways of bringing it in. And I don't bash any channel because I've learned something, and I'm going to share this with you because, and I'm not giving nobody no pets on the back or anything. I just want everyone to understand something because I've seen this go the other route when we're nice and we're friendly and kind and respectful. That person that even though that they done something wrong, they will not acknowledge they done something wrong, and they can actually go do it itself. Sometimes you need some YouTubers or people or family to be very aggressive because they don't know soft, kind words. They only know when somebody say something negative to them because that's how they were raised. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying, like, and I hate to use this person as a example, but there was a case and we loved on the mama. We love on the mama. She was cussing me out and calling me names and everything. She the one did lost her child. You know what I'm saying? She never would. I mean, and that's fine. But did she learn from us loving on her and everything? No. She was like, only thing I did was got comfortable. And we're like, no, you don't leave kids out in the middle of the night in crack alley. You don't do that. So she didn't learn anything. So sometimes everybody's not going to be nicey nicey. Sometimes people are going to tell it like it TI is if they have that aggressiveness in them. And so I don't knock no other people because of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I seen it can go both ways.
That's true. That's true. That's a good perspective on that.
Yeah. So sometimes you need those chats that will sometimes it may be way out of there, but you know what I'm saying. Everything has its reason. You know what I'm saying? Like just like in my house, I'm really nice and kind. My kids that come to me, but sometimes my son, he needs that manly man talk with daddy upstairs to tell him you're wrong. You don't speak to a woman like this or such and such such. You know what I mean? So you're gonna have some channels that is we just want answers, we want information, and then there's some channels that say, look, the mama is wrong or the daddy is wrong or the adopted parents, and they will go after that because they know, that's how they feel. And
I've just been hearing a lot of not focus on the boys, focus on the money and like, you know what I mean? People saying people are making money off of their channels, and that's like, you know what I mean? That's the part that turns me off about it. Well, I appreciate that your channel is not like that. So.
Well, here's the thing. I know a lot of people say they looking for the boys and they don't want the money and da 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 da. I mean, I just don't believe that. I do believe that. I mean, everybody's doing it because they do want to find the babies, whether there's money or not. I mean, before money was even out there, they wanted to find the babies and they wanted the awareness to be out there. Now we can get off track sometimes because it happens. It happens in every story, but the the bottom line, and this is just the way I feel. The bottom line, you keep aware of the kids, the story, and that's what you do. You keep everybody interested in these two boys, whether it's good, positive, negative, or whatever, because that keeps pressure on, the police to help and keep looking. Because once the community stop talking about the boys, guess what? That's it. It's cold case. I guarantee you, it's cold case. We'll never hear nothing else. You let 5 channels drop off talking about these boys, whether it's negative or positive, and I guarantee you, it'd be the next story will come right on up, and then that's when people get mad and say, well, why y'all leave these boys alone because they're black or blah blah blah. Now it's a race thing or whatever. No, it's because the community is not engaged into trying to figure it out, work together, and understand everybody's going to have a different opinion, different agenda, different everything. And that's how that works.
I hope people in that community all go out and look in their backyard. That's one thing. Because I remember over here, like, this was when my kids were, maybe even just before I had kids, there was a little girl that went missing, and her name was Tracy Renee Conrad. And she just disappeared. Mm-hmm. And they ended up finding her several months later in a daycare's backyard.
Oh, yeah.
She was in a daycare's backyard, and like one of those things that they use for pottery.
Mm-hmm.
And the daycare provider's son was arrested for that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, like, in that case also, like, at first people were, like, looking at the family and questioning the family. And that's not at all the way that went.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's a lot of possibilities, but this is out in the middle of nowhere, two boys. Like, how, if they, you know what I mean? If they just wandered off, like, one of them, I would think would be found.
Right. Somebody in the chat is asking, did that happen in Ohio?
No, I actually live I live in Armona, California, which is Kings County. So I'm about 45 minutes. I'm not far from Bakersfield. Like an hour and 45 minutes from Bakersfield.
Oh, okay.
So I live in the Central Valley, which is basically California. The Central Valley, which is basically, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Not very far.
Okay. All righty. Well, thank you for sharing that with us, and thank you for calling in.
All right. Thank you. I'm going to go back onto your live.
All righty. Bye-bye. You guys, oh, here's another call. Hey, this is SP. Hello, this is SP.
Hi, SP.
Hey.
Hey, let me know my Teresa from Florida.
Okay, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm following the case. God bless you and everything. What's going on? And I don't want to go backwards, but I don't know if anyone remembers when Trezell, and I don't want to go backwards because we need to go forwards with the baby.
Uh-huh.
But when he took the van back out. He went into, not with the kids, on the passenger side. Okay, he went in, and he drove out. I don't know who drove. And then they came back. And then he came out of the driver's side. So my fear, and this is whatever, that somebody was in the van with the kids, and God bless them. But this is a while ago, and there's video of it. Well, not video, but maybe there is. That he went into the passenger side by himself, and wondering why are you going in, and then somebody drove off, and then they came back, and then he came out of the driver's side.
Right.
I don't know what date that was. I just want to put it out there. Again, I don't want to go backwards. We need to go forward. But this is such a nightmare, and I've been thinking about that, and then God forbid, there was things in the backyard that was in the van, and there was somebody driving. I don't know. I'm not. I'm just, this is my thoughts, and yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, you're right. I remember that he was getting in on the other side. It's actually on the number one video that gave everybody the 411 that he really wasn't looking for the kids. And yeah, we did ask that question, like, why, because I thought, was his van damaged on the door side, because he was getting in on the other side, like, what is you doing crawling over the seat?
Right. Yeah. I know, that was weird, man. And like I said, it was like with the gate open, and maybe I don't know. God, it scares me to think about these babies in the van. I don't know. They could never have been in California City. I don't know.
Right.
But if they were, and they were scented in the house, and then not outside, maybe something happened, and they took whatever. It breaks my heart.
Right.
That somebody, I don't know, met them and carried them. I don't know.
Right.
It freaked me out. So I just had to bring that up, because I think that's older footage, but at the same time it could be, and it just, this cases were unbelievable.
Right.
It's unbelievable, and but I thought of that, and I remember seeing, they said he went into the passenger side, but then when he came back, he came out of the driver's side. So, right. With the kids, God forbid, in the van, or, and somebody, I don't know. And then, he hit the corner, but that's another story. He hit the corners or whatever. Right. It just breaks my heart. Right. And I just have to give you my thought, SP, and I love you for your coverage and all your, whatever. I'm following this, and I just pray for the boys, and I pray for the world.
Right. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something to think about. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you, SP, and God bless you, and God bless the kids, the boys, and I pray they will be found.
Yeah.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Hello. This is SP.
Hello.
Hey. This.
SP?
Yes. What's going on?
Nothing. I was just calling, man. And I've been listening for a minute.
Okay, what's on your mind? Hold on. Let me share this clip with you guys. I have to pull something at the same time, so bear with me. You stay on the phone. Bear with me. I don't know.
This has always been, as soon as possible, call the California City Police Department. And please bring our babies home. And that's that.
That's one of the reasons why we actually didn't want to do this.
This is the reason why. Because we were under orders to stay in the house and stay because they're going to need to contact us. And we cannot go outside, and that was the issue. And that's that.
That's one of the reasons why we actually didn't want to do this.
This is the reason why. Because
the Bile family.
She said she was wrapping gifts and she let my 2 kids out in the backyard because she didn't want them to see the gifts. But you didn't let the other kids out. Where were the other kids? Why my 2 just go back there? At night, she said it was dark. And it's cold right now, so I know it was cold then. So I don't believe it.
So when did she tell you this? Where were you when she told you this?
I just came here 45 minutes when nobody was here. 45 minutes to an hour, and we knocked on the door. And it took them a minute to come, and he came out. And he want to say he's sorry and all that. I just don't feel in my heart that it's something. They're not.
Do you have a relationship with these parents?
I don't know them. I don't know them. They did something. I feel like they did something, and they know something. They did something. And I feel my kids is somewhere around here. I can feel it. And I feel like they're in the house. And I feel like they did something.
Okay. Go ahead, Asur.
Yeah, I was just calling in a couple
You have to speak up. We can't hear you.
Hold on, can you hear me now? I don't know, it might be my phone. Can you hear me?
A little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I don't talk that loud. Yeah, but I've been following up on things Pete said and talking about Trezell and I guess the girl's name is Jackie or whatever. But nothing really seems to me that has changed from day one. You know, we have a lot of different panels that are online nowadays, and everybody is really, they're really trying to find boards or some type of information, which is a good thing. And I also watched another channel where one of the family members speaking, they're talking about they put up billboards in the area. You know, they took donations from that, and I believe her name is Roro. Her name is Roro. And I listened to the Crenshaw panel, and I don't know what to say. I mean, Cal City, people talk. We talk a mile a minute here. You know what I mean? Nothing is a secret. There's nothing a secret there. You know what I mean? The lady down the street did something. You're going to know it in the next 20 minutes because that's what they have. Nothing but town criers on every damn street. Right. And it's crazy how, I don't even know what Trezell was thinking, how he thinks that these 2 kids were abducted from this backyard in California City, and no one has seen them or nothing. The boy's lying. It's plain to see that. I hope the FBI is on that. You know what I mean? I just believe that he's a liar. And I don't know about the girl. She don't say too much or whatever. But I looked at different pictures and of different times with Trezell in the pics. And I'm just looking at him. I'm actually trying to analyze his face. You know what I mean? And, I've never been around him. I've never seen that man before. I've never seen him before. And he's actually a young You know
Right.
what I mean? The people that I do know in California City, they know just about everybody.
Mhm.
This dude is an unknown. He's an unknown. I was asked to find out who this person was in California City, and I'm just waiting for my family member to get back to me. They will have information of who this lady is.
Of who Jacqueline is?
I said, somebody just asked me a name. If I can find out someone's name.
Oh, well, you know,
California City, that is on Aspen.
somebody got in touch with me and they know Trezell very well. And when they called me, I couldn't speak to him at that time. And I've been calling them back, calling them back, calling them back, and they have not answered the phone. And hopefully I can get with them this weekend. And they were going to give us the 411 on that, which it would always be hearsay. She said this, she said that, because you can only take so much of that. You know what I mean? Because sometimes people have a hidden agenda why they come out and say something, because someone was given a whole bunch of information, and I'm going, okay, normally that's usually somebody that's involved, like, the daycare worker. I mean, she was standing there, she didn't want to show her face, and I'm like, mm. But you got to be very careful around people, because the ones that's closer to you is the one that's going to give us all the information. You never know if they mad because
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what their agenda was, whether it was money, whatever the case. Maybe someone did like this brother and his girl or something. You know what I mean? I was thinking from the beginning that the biological parents somehow got the kids back. That was my thought. But
that was
now,
my thought too.
Yeah, I see it now. I see the woman. I see the family members, out here, and they're talking, and all these things. So now I can't think that what Trezell did was put himself in a bad situation. This was a sort of scheme to try to get away with whatever he did with his children. Then it wasn't a good one, because they have their phones from Bakersfield, they have their phones from Cal City. They have all the call logs before they even moved to Cal City now. They have that. And no one's really talking about it. Trezell is not in protected custody. He is not a person that cannot be found. You know what I mean? And my philosophy to that is, he just needs to be ghosted. He needs to be ghosted. He needs to be watched 24/7. All his every last bit of it. You know what I mean? Because he's not even to me, he's not even a break from it, if this is what he's on. You know what I mean? It's like you're going to get caught, you're going to jail for this for some reason. And if you're not guilty, bruh, then I don't know what to say, because all the guilt is pointing to you.
Right.
All the guilt is pointing to you. The way you moved, the way your parents moved, things like that. They found burned up ranch in the backyard of people's houses. You know what I mean? Those kids never went to California City. That's why the dogs didn't alert them outside.
And
that's why
have you noticed that the family's doing little crazy stuff, and then they come, like they're wanting this to be like Pizzagate, which I had to go and look up and research what is he meaning that Trezell was really interested in Pizzagate, and which to me is fake news. Like, you make a scenario up, you bring a whole bunch of false allegations and stuff, and people benefit from it or whatever. Okay, so I'm glad you called in, because I wanted to ask you something, because I know that you said that you worked at Silver Saddle, right? And the guy that owns Silver Saddle, he was this billionaire guy, right?
Yes, his name was Mr. Quibble.
Okay, and then there was another guy that kind of ran the place. His name was Tim something. Well, Okay, I can't remember what his name was, but he went to jail for allegedly. No, allegedly he did say he did it, but killed his wife because they were getting a divorce. What was his name? Because
I have no idea.
he's out now. He's out now.
And he lives in California City.
Yes.
I have no idea of anybody who ever killed his wife in California.
Yes, he killed his wife. Yes, he did. He killed his wife. And he was the right hand man for the person that was trying to build this California city.
Well, who would know more about that is my aunt that lives there now still. She lives in California City. She would know because she spoke to go on it all the time. All I did was visit and buy some land. That's all I did. I went there twice a year, things like that. Back in the Silver Saddle was really a nice place at one time. It was a nice place in the middle of the desert. We were talking about all the talks with the new guy that purchased it about bringing groups there. Professional bands. Jazz, the desert. I'm saying? We talked about it extensively. Where we were trying to map out how the scene would be. I would get it, what he would get it, what they would get. I went that far with it. You know what I mean? But as far as I know, back in the day, Mr. Quibble's right hand person was his wife. It was his wife. I spent nights
Well,
houses. It's like Silver Saddle. You would love it. You would have loved it. You would have loved it. It was just really nice. They had food, horseback riding, they had skeet shooting, and all kinds of boating and stuff like that. Nighttime things about teepees. They had that kind of thing out there.
Well, yeah, but what I'm trying to get at, this guy had a persuasion. The guy that owns Silver Saddle persuaded all these. He had people working for him to get people to come in there, right? To buy land. He swindled a lot of people and all this other stuff. Plus, he bought a lot of real estate. And so, with this young lady giving Trezell $5,000, how did he even know that this house was up for sale and then go to these direct people and then they give him the money and he don't even have a job? You got to make a certain amount of money. So I'm thinking this is probably going, you know what I'm saying? To try to get.
I'll tell you this, if you want to know anything about real estate in that town, Cal City, you need to talk to a guy. His name is Josh Meister.
Josh
Meister.
Meister.
Yep. He owns damn near every house in California City. He's a young brother. Young dude. And I believe it was a strong realty. I'm not sure what the name of his realty is, but he's the biggest landowner in California City, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I'm just wondering, how in the world, you must have to be the luckiest person in the world to not have no money in the bank and then go buy a house. And
I beg to differ on that. You know what I mean? You purchased a house before. And I'm going to tell you first and foremost that you can cook your books, you can do many things with your bank statements, and you can do all of that. As long as you have a 650 and above score, and you come to the table with $20,000, you can buy a house. But
why did the realtor give him $5,000 if he got some money like that?
I have no idea. Maybe he was doing her. They also said that he was gay in high school.
Well,
yeah,
that's what they say, but I beg to differ on that.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what a man's family is. I have no idea. It's not that. The kids are important, and I see that it's gone so far now that are they going to find these children? These children are not here. They're not here. When I say they're not here, I mean they're not here in California.
Okay.
They're not here in California.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't feel that anybody did anything to these children. You know what I mean? I just feel that, yeah, whatever they did, it just has to come out. Someone has to just figure it out. They have to figure it out. Since they're not going to drag him out the house and kick his ass until he talks, they might as well just figure it out. Well, the only way they're gonna do it.
What I'm saying is, these two individuals, I'm just looking at him and hearing how he speak and behave, which he you know, he did a good job, but I don't believe that he has what it takes to pull this off.
You know, no, he doesn't strike me as that type either. He doesn't strike me as that type at all. You know, a person who
somebody got some money, putting money behind these people.
Money from somewhere. Somebody got something. $5,000 is not a lot of money.
No, $5,000 is not a lot. But everybody, to make everybody lie, but everybody's lying for him. Oh, we just became friends. No, you don't give a friend $5,000.
No, you don't do that. I mean, but if it's a woman friend with a man friend, you know, you have no idea how that goes. Sometimes it can happen that way. You know, but as far as him just going into a realtor's office and talking and all that, I said, well, I'm just going to lend you the $5,000. How would you even feel comfortable asking someone for $5,000 if you don't know?
Right.
How would you feel? You know what I'm saying? I mean, me, myself, I mean, you would have never got it from me. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. But as far as how he purchased his home or whatever, you know what I mean? His mother and father have a home over there. They have a little piece of something over there in Bakersfield. You know what I'm saying? And what he was living in was no better than that.
Right. Right.
To tell you the truth, I mean, he lives on, that's the South Loop of California City. You know what I mean? And when I say the South Loop, that's where the bullshit homes are.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Take a ride from Cal City and go up into Jacobs. I mean, not yet, go up into Jacobs homes or go up into the villages. You know what I mean? That was really beautiful at one time. I don't know what it looks like today. But the villages and Jacobs home were the more expensive homes there. You know what I mean? Anything dealing with real estate, Josh Meister is your man. He can tell you everything. He can tell you how you got that house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He knows everything about it.
Yeah.
Everything. You know, and, he was on top of the game back 2000, 2001, 2, 3. His parents and them owned that realtor service there. He was buying up all the trailers, all the homes and stuff. And Josh was only 24 at the time.
Okay.
He was 24. I think I'm 10 years older than Josh.
Okay. Well, I'll reach out to him and see.
That's, you know what I'm saying? That's where I would go to, Josh. But it's like, you know, as far as the boys are concerned, I really don't know what to say.
Right.
About the boys, because it's just too much. It's too much going this way, that way, this way. And I look at a lot of panels, you know, and I look at a lot of information that people are talking about. And to me, it's leading nowhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you notice or not, you probably do that. We talk in circles when it comes to.
Well, you know what I was gonna do? I was gonna jump on another story. And because if you stop and then other people will stop, they'll come out and go, hey, you know what I'm saying? They'll go, hey, you know, da-da-da-da-da. If it's all for getting that publicity, getting people all, and then someone even came to me and this is somebody else's theory. They said, hey, SP, could it be that they got the boys in hiding or up there in Washington somewhere, and they wanted this big reward money to come up, and they put a little money in the pot and say, hey, look here, and then come up, and now the boys come up at somewhere, and one of the friends like, hey, I just seen these boys in the mall. They was walking by themselves, and oh, you found him. Here's you $120,000, and they send back smiling and grinning.
You know, I often, you know, I find myself looking. You know what I mean? When I go out and I see little kids, I'm looking at them, and I look in their faces. You know, it's crazy. You know what I mean? It's because that's what I'm on now. I'm on that. I'm just looking everywhere. You know, and so I don't get out of the house much. I mean, I don't know what you don't know me, but I'm disabled, and I don't get out much. But when I do get out, you know what I mean, it's the first thing that comes to my mind. Let me run into somebody that has boys, and that kind of thing, because people are so crazy. That stuff that happened up in California City, that doesn't happen. You know what I mean? These are two young black kids.
You know what I wish they would do? And this will solve the whole situation. It's easy, it can be done. I don't know if it's ethical. I know they do it, but they can't say that they do it. But that little camera that's up in the sky, they can go back on there and look at the last time those kids was in the car and where they went and all this other stuff. And you know what I'm saying? There's nothing.
A lot of things they can do. A lot of things they can do, but a lot of things take a lot of money. If these were two little kids that was coming from $1 million homes, you know what I mean? There would be a lot more being done right now.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy because California City, I know this for a fact that there's only two ways into California City. And if those boys would have came up missing, if that call came in, I would have shut off both exits immediately. Mojave would have shut them both off. You know what I mean? And checked every last car
Right.
off of that street. You know what I'm saying? So that would have cut a lot of time down looking, because we would have caught the person leaving. And if you didn't find anybody, you would automatically know this is a lie. This is a lie.
You're right. That's what they did when on the Cupcake case. They shut down the street, and I mean everybody was locked down, and I mean it was crazy. But I mean that's what they were supposed to do. And people were looking in the trash can. People were just out there, you know.
You know, they said he goes. I also heard a guy that was across the street from Trezell's house, stating that he had been working on his house across the street. And I don't know if anybody heard this, but I heard him when he said it. He said someone was using a skill saw over that house, Trezell's house. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure you know what a skill saw is. And I'm looking over to see the skill saw.
Right.
Was he building inside? You know, whenever skill saw with little kids that big and take two cuts. That's it. 2 cuts. And they're gone. You know, put them in a plastic bag and leave. You know what I mean? I think of it that way because I'm like, why? Skill saw.
Right. Right. There was they said there was sawdust in the bottom of the trash and a whole bunch of Jack Daniel bottles.
The boy drinks Jack Daniel.
Yep. Jack Daniel.
You know, I drink Grandma Yeti. You know what I mean? It's like, we're drinkers. You know, I can't put that against him or whatever he did inside of his home, you know, with his children or whatever. He does not have the children right now. All the children are being protected custody, which is a good thing, which gives the FBI a chance to search even further about him and his girl. They're coming up with a lot of leads.
But they're saying it was a lot of Jack Daniel bottles. It wasn't like 1 or 2.
Well, you know, some people keep recycling. I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I just want him to be found guilty or not guilty or whatever, and I just want the boys to be found because it's going on 2 months now. Is it 2 months already?
Yeah.
These boys have been missing, and our billboards are just going up like yesterday.
Yeah.
About these children. They said that Tehachapi is a key place because that's where someone said that they saw the kids. Okay, then Tehachapi. They either went towards they was on the 14th. They were either going towards Bakersfield or they were going to LA. Right?
Well, you remember, I don't know if you was in here, but the lady that sold the house,
Yes,
they
I did hear that.
okay, okay. It was just I don't believe in coincidence. I really don't.
Say it again.
I don't believe in coincidence.
I don't know what
And she was like, well, yeah, they were dad was moving to Tehachapi, and I'm like, what?
well, let me tell you this. It has to be a phenomenal white, predominantly. And I do mean white.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it has to be that way. In California City, it's black.
Mm.
There's white people that live there.
Yeah.
Majority of people that live in California City are black. And we talk about it. That's why I said I suggest people go to the fast strip, go to the gas stations, go to the liquor store, and start talking to the local people. Be surprised at what information you'll get about
Mm-hmm.
in California City. Because it's there. And now that there's $120,000 reward, man, I can walk down one street and find 100 thirsty people. You know what I mean? It's just talk.
Right.
Aspen was off the beaten track on the end over there where it wasn't much going on. But if you travel Aspen, you think that'll live going away. You know what I mean? These streets are predominantly black.
Mm-hmm.
There are Mexicans. When I first moved into California City, there were no Mexicans.
Hmm.
And someone asked me about the windmills. Windmills are going up towards the gold mine.
Yeah.
The gold mine also, windmills also go through Tehachapi, over there. But over in gold mine, right, to work, there's an area where there's dirt roads that I can take people down to go straight to them. You know what I mean? There's dirt roads that lead to abandoned gold mines all over Wichita. They're all over.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy. I used to go places there and inside little dirt roads and stuff like that. There were people living back in the areas. You know what I mean? I'm just lost for words.
Right.
You let them kids slip out of Cal City. You know what I mean? The first place they should have did was honed in on Mojave police, and they are sheriffs. They should have shut those exits down. There's only two. It's only two exits out of Cal City. I know that for a fact.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a minute for you to get to the exit. You know what I mean? They had more ample enough time to shut them streets down and check every last car that left that city that night. And it's really weird. You know what I'm saying? And that leads me to believe that the kids never entered California City. The dogs didn't alert to anything about kids outside. They would have alerted if they were on the back patio.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they alerted inside. That leads me to believe that the dogs were on some clothing that were in the house. They alerted to clothing, not to kids. I'm saying, and I'm like, what else can I say? Trezell is your girl just standing on their line. You know what I mean? You got the guy in California City Chief talking about they're not suspects. I believe it's totally false. And they're just not saying they don't want to spook them. They don't want to spook them because they didn't put them in jail and hold them. You know what I mean? So they have the free run or whatever. They can change their cars anytime they want to. I bet you can ride around in a vehicle right now that no one on these panels even know about.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? That's why I say ghost them. You know what I mean? To be followed.
Well, I'm pretty sure something's gonna break this weekend. You watch and see.
It's gonna break. It's gonna break. You know what I mean? And people are shocked. They're gonna be does if it doesn't lead to his arrest.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And yeah, as far as I'm concerned, where I sit right now with it, he's totally responsible.
Okay, so I'm just gonna ask you, do you think they did the polygraph test?
No,
Okay.
because if you refuse it, they can't make you take it. That's why I keep screaming up. I'm down with that Star Changer shit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Excuse my language. You know what I'm saying? You may say that you're not gonna take it, but by the time I get finished with you, you're gonna take it tonight.
Right, but I was thinking, and I believe that they took it. So why would the chief say, okay, he says, well, you guys offered it to him. You could say they took it or didn't take it.
If they took that test,
You see what I'm saying?
I get it.
If they took the test, why would chief will not say they took it or they didn't take it? I mean, he only saying they offered it to him. But I mean, why don't you say they took it or didn't take it? Because if you can say they didn't take the test. That's not confidential information. You can say they took it or didn't take it. Because if you say they didn't take it, yeah, it may make them look a little bit more, guilty. If you say they took it, people are going to think, well, if they were very confident in taking it, I mean, even though, you know what I'm saying? You didn't pass or passed or whatever. You can tell us if they took it or not
I'll
took
tell you
it.
what, if I wasn't guilty, I would have took the test the first night. I'd have took it the first night. You know what I'm saying? And, my concern and the way he's showing his concern is totally different.
And here's the thing. If your kids are missing, you know what? Yeah, you probably got some other stuff going on, but your kids are missing. At that particular time when they ask you to take the test to clear your name so they can go look for your kids, why would you not go take it?
That also goes into, a lot of people are saying his kids are missing. Those weren't his kids.
Right.
I mean, I'm just going to keep it 100. They weren't his kids. Those kids represented dollar signs to Trezell.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just like they represent dollar signs to a lot of families.
Right. And that's why they don't have no feelings no emotions when we look at them when they're talking about the kids.
Yes. No emotion. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I get that, you know what I mean? But I would never have foster children if I wasn't going to give them love like my regular kids. You know what I'm saying? It's a crazy situation. And he's in a crazy position right now. You know what I mean? So he's going to have to do something to exonerate himself because the people are not going for it. You know what I mean? Yes, is his life in danger? I believe so. I believe his life is in danger.
And,
you know what I mean?
And people are saying that they done lawyered up. Now, here's the thing. John Walker says that they're still cooperating. Now, if they lawyered up, wouldn't the lawyer tell them to just go sit down and shut up? Don't answer nothing because they're looking at you. A lawyer wouldn't tell you to go in there and talk to him anymore. So if there's
lawyers represent liars every day, SP.
Huh? I know, but a lawyer.
Lawyers are the biggest liars on earth, and I swear they are.
But a lawyer, an attorney is going to tell you to don't answer any questions because you don't have to.
Well,
they're not going to.
When the lawyer comes into play, you can't ask him any questions that the lawyer don't want you to. You know what I mean? So the lawyer tell you shut your mouth.
Yeah, say, well, we're not answering that. That's still cooperating, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They may not be cooperating, you know what I'm saying? And if he didn't take the lie detector test, that shows guilt. That shows guilt right there. You know what I mean? So it's...
Well, John keeps talking like they're cooperating. Oh, they're cooperating.
No, they're cooperating in whose eyes? Are they cooperating in your eyes?
That's what John Walker says.
Man, I don't care what John Walker said. John Walker is just another person from Cal City. That's all I know. You know what I mean? Cal City is a bunch of misfits as far as I'm concerned. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you some good. I'm going to tell you a story. One night, they pulled me over. coming from work, and I was so tired. I was on my way up the California City Strip. I was going to the liquor store, and I was driving a big body Benz back then, a 420. He pulled me over. I was so frustrated and mad that he did that because I just got off of work. I got out of my car. Gun on, security uniform on, bulletproof vest and everything. And I walked up to his car. And I'm like, officer, what is the problem? I couldn't see his face because he had the bright light shining in my face. And then you know what he said to me?
What?
He said, do you always get out at traffic stops like that? And I said, no, I just came from work. I'm just going to the liquor store, get my cigarettes and get my drink, and I'm going home. He was like, well, I couldn't see your license plate. Well, now you do, don't you? Yeah, you have a good night, sir. That's what he told me. You know, had I not had my uniform on, he probably would have did other things.
Yeah, it would have been a different story.
You know what I mean? It would have been a different show.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I've talked to police in California City. They just remind me of just young kids. They're just like they're young kids. You know, it's like no one is flocking to these areas.
Right.
You know what I mean? Ask them how many black police officers they have in Cal City. I'll wait. None. They have none.
I know they don't.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I used to like Cal City because it was a long place from everywhere else, and it was just relaxing to me. Because I mean, I didn't live like in the places that were noisy and things like that. So the houses that I took in Cal City were just nice. And I love it in the wintertime. I can't do the summertime. I can't do summertime in Los Angeles. Doesn't matter to me. I don't like heat.
Yeah.
I don't like heat. So when it's summertime, I stay in the house. I stay in the house under air conditioning 24/7. Or I'm in the car. Something like that. But yeah, it's a place I don't advise anyone.
Yeah.
To
okay.
To California City or anywhere close to it. Really.
All right.
It's just not what you want.
Right.
It's actually going backwards as far as I'm concerned. If you're going to do a stop over there.
Right. Well, when we get some information, when we get some really information instead of he say, she say, we'll have something to wrap our
and that's what I look forward to.
minds about.
Mm-hmm. I look forward to the information that you do get because you guys are doing this diligently every day. You're doing it every day. Yeah. But the conversations, they don't change. They don't change. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, we went over that. Let's move forward. Where's Trezell at right now, this moment?
Okay. I need to ask you a question because we're getting ready to do something. So do you think the boys are alive?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because
I believe the boys are alive, but I don't believe they're in California.
Okay. That's what I need to know.
All that searching in dirt holes and all that kind of stuff. Nah. You're gonna find a whole bunch of other bodies out there though. So just keep looking.
Well,
because you're gonna find.
They need to find them all.
Yeah, they need to find them all.
And I think they're scared to go digging because they know they're going to find a body here, a body there, a body over there, and everybody's like.
You know what that means?
What?
That means work.
Yeah.
That means work. If you work in Cal City, you ain't doing nothing.
Right.
Those cops don't do nothing. They eat breakfast at the local place where they serve breakfast there. They eat dinner back and forth McDonald's or the local Mexican restaurant. They sit in their cars and drive up and down California City Boulevard and just make their presence known. Just sitting there in different places off the boulevard, just making their presence known. They don't cause no static. They don't cause no static at all. I mean, there's people that walk around there just happy-go-lucky, doing whatever they would need to do or whatever. And to me, I watched it all. I watched it.
Right.
I lived across the street from a police officer at one time in California. I lived in California City 3 different times. 3 different times. And my first time there was really great. I'll tell you what happened to me then. This is how they had cameras everywhere. I came off of my street, made a left-hand turn. And this is in rural. I made a left-hand turn, made a right-hand turn. I'm gonna pick my daughter up at school over there. There were recycling bags, about 5 of them, on the corner. They were on the corner, plastic bags, all over the street and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So me being the deep person I am, okay, this is just somebody just threw out all this stuff on the corner. I picked it up. I was driving a Jeep.
Mm-hmm.
I was driving a Jeep. I threw it in the back of my Jeep and stuff like that. I said, well, hell, I'm going to take this to the recycling in the morning. Let me tell you something. 20 minutes later, the police came to my house and asked me, where did I get that recycling?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you had to see me. You had to see me. Because it was on just a regular corner, like someone threw the garbage out on the street, right? I said I picked it up off the street on the corner, you know what I mean, like that. And I said, I was picking up. I was trying to, be clean about it, you know what I mean. But yeah, I decided I would take this stuff to the recycling, you know what I mean, over across town because they do have a recycling service there.
Right. Asura is the one that's on the phone, you guys.
And he said, well, no, someone had stole this recycling last night.
Oh.
And dumped it. They couldn't fit it all in the car. It was popping out of the car doors. And they just dumped it on the corner. Well, did you stop them? Did you go to their house? It came right to my house, which means that I was on camera. That's when I started being nosy about it, looking up at camera over the police.
Right.
California City. Then when I went into the police station one day, I saw the big screen. All those streets are patrolled by cameras.
Right.
All the streets are.
Right.
The whole California City grid is on that television set.
Right.
Now I'm quite sure that he has a forwards and backwards filming. Why couldn't you go back, let's say December 5th, and let's watch his house?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what they may not know the dates, but if you've got someone saying that the kids were alive and then you see them or you see that they went to the market, start following that back. It's a recording, so start following back and looking at all that. It's going to take a while, but I guarantee you're going to be able to know when the last time and who was with those kids when that was it. You know what I'm saying?
Who just deleted that message from A. Miller?
From who?
The guy on that A. Miller. He said my exact words that California City, a man of mission.
I don't know. A. Miller?
Someone deleted it. He's absolutely right.
What he says? California City ain't
right
is where misfits and rejects go. Ain't nothing out there. Been there several times.
Yes.
There it is right there.
Yes.
It's not deleted.
He's been there several times. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I was there for business.
Okay.
I'm a landlord. That's what I thought. I was dragged into a tree in California City was really big. But I was dragged into it from being a silver saddle member.
Right. Can I ask you a question? You've been seeing billboards coming up with the boys on it?
Yeah, I saw it last night. It was on I believe it was on Gregshaw's channel and Roro was talking.
Oh, I thought you seen the billboard.
No, I haven't seen it because I haven't been out to the California City way.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
okay. We're waiting to see the billboards because we have an organization and I need to get back with one of the ladies and so we're gonna pay for a billboard.
Well, you know what? That's a wonderful thing. And I think that it should be all over the world.
Mm-hmm. And
I think it should be all over the world because it's bigger than just Cal City.
So yeah. So we just wondered if they're going up, then yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I think I talked to her last weekend. I sent her a message last weekend, and so we need to just get that going.
Yeah, they're taking donations for that.
Well,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
And
but
they're being very careful. You know what I mean? Because when people start taking donations, what people do.
right.
You know how it is. You know what I'm saying? But they have 2 billboards. And they have all their receipts and everything that they know people's money. Which is a good thing.
Right.
I trusted them. They just seem like very good-hearted people, and they are family members.
Right. Well, what I did, I let her know that, well, we can't give to GoFundMe's and we can't give to Cash Apps because it's an organization. We have to show where the money went. So we have to give it directly to the people. Like, where do you want a billboard set up at? Tell us and we'll get one, and we get the pictures and stuff over there, how you want to put up. But it have to go directly to, it can't go to Cash Apps and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what we're gonna do.
Going out here, and I think that's good. What you guys are doing, wow.
Yeah.
It's like really unbelievable how many people come together. Because often we're so far apart that it's doing this.
Right.
You guys are basically taking over YouTube.
Right.
It's taking over YouTube. It's the most interesting thing that's on here. I hope that everybody is sincere about what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And do something. Do something.
And do something.
Yeah.
And do something. And so it can bring some closure. To the people and the biological parents that they're not responsible because I haven't canceled their contract.
Right.
It's just that, you just can't trust nobody. You can't trust anybody now. This board has been missing for 2 whole months. Where does that happen?
Right.
Where does that happen? That happens.
Queen, it is our own organization.
Say it again?
I was letting Queen, she says, do it from your own organization.
Oh,
we are.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah, that's right. You stamp your organization on there.
We put our organization on there. You'll see Warriors for Children on there. Yes.
That's your contribution.
Yes. That's what we have to do. We got to do something, but we want to make sure that it's just not like everybody knows that the kids are not around and we're doing something just to, you know what I'm saying? Because people be like, you just want that. You know what I'm saying? It gets misconstrued when you try to help out, but that's why we do our super chats and then we try to do all of that stuff. That's where all that's coming from. So it ain't my personal money. I mean, I will, some people said they will if they will challenge, the challenge. I say, well, I'll put $500. You guys are going to challenge and put $500 in it too. No, they're not going to do it. So I say, okay, here's the challenge. I'll put my first $100 in it. You guys, you can do what you want to do.
It's not even that. Some people are just not able. It doesn't matter if it's $1.
Right. Some people just come and help. They just help.
Donate.
All of it together make it where it's easy to do. Yeah. That's why we do this and we keep it. Yeah.
People working together.
And we would love to. We look for ways to help. We really do. We really do.
They don't think that we can come together and do things.
Well, we can. We come together. Well, that's going to be a whole different story.
It's been nice talking with you.
Nice talking to you too.
Saying I'm going to go and I'm going to look at some of your comments. I see somebody's talking about New Jersey in here, and then someone said something about voodoo. You know what I mean? I want to speak on that for a minute.
All righty. Thank you.
Someone said something about voodoo involved with witchcraft.
They've been doing a lot of stuff. Oh, and here come a call.
You know what I mean? But let me say this.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I am in touch with a voodoo priestess. I'm in touch with, matter of fact, more than one witch. And a lot of people think that it's bad. And a lot of things that I find out about it, that these are actually cultures that were from like the beginning of time, really. And religion actually took place. You know what I'm saying? Everything we do is ritual.
Right.
You know what I mean? As far as I'm concerned, whether it be Christian, Islam, or whatever have you. You know what I mean? Everybody does a ritual. You know what I'm saying? I'm also a Mason. You understand? And I won't talk about that with anyone. You know what I'm saying? And it's like everything that we do in life is ritualistic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. What they really don't know that they just took part in one of the biggest rituals on earth a couple of days ago. That was the Super Bowl. You understand? If you watch the Christmas ball drop in New York, that's a ritual. Mm-hmm. It's all ritualistic. Videos that you watch, you know what I mean? Hits go through which rooms before they are let out to the public. Right? So everything has a ritual behind it. You know what I'm saying? Yep. He said, don't open that door for SP. He said, don't open up that door for SP. So, I mean, that's funny, though. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you live and you learn. A lot of things that I thought were wrong were actually not wrong. They were just different, you know? And he says witchcraft is demonic. Yeah, it can be demonic if you are on that type of witchery. You understand? Don't forget that there was also a good witch in the Wizard of Oz, wasn't there? You know what I mean? Yeah. And yeah, these stories, yeah, everything has its place. You know what I mean? You just have to search it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you do the history on what you believe, and you'll find out. Do the history on what you believe. You don't have to take what anybody tells you. You don't have to take what I'm telling you. Do the history. Go find out where it came from. And then you make your own decision. You know what I'm saying? I don't knock nobody's beliefs. Because you gotta believe in something. You gotta believe in something. If you don't, you're just lost. You're lost. You know what I mean? So we're all gonna keep it on a good note, and we're gonna keep looking for the children. You know, I'm gonna put that positive energy out there because it's definitely something that needs to be done. It's 2 months old, and it's like our energy is not doing anything anymore. Because we're talking in circles. Yep.
Well, once we get some more information, it'll get better. You know, it'll get better where we'll start seeing some kind of, you know, like.
I hear you, soldier girl. And you know what? My mother would say the same thing. My mother was an evangelist. My grandmother was a preacher. Understand? But what I do understand that church is a business. And this much I do know. Okay? That's for real. Soldier girl. I love you. That's it. That's all I can say about it.
All right.
I grew up in the church. I grew up in the church.
Okay.
And there's not really too much that you can tell me about that. There's not too much you can tell me about that. You know, so I'll just leave that alone because I don't like to talk religion to people because my famous question is, what if you're wrong? You know, I'll ask anybody that question.
Okay. Well,
I love you all, though. I do. I love you all.
We love you too.
I'm glad y'all do, because I won't come back.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Listen, I'm keeping up with your videos.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because you are probably one of the most interesting people here, and your panel's real good. You know what I mean? You're getting to it. You're getting to it. And I say that Crenshaw is really getting to it also. She's getting to it. She's going on, I mean, she's there. You know, body and spirit, because she's landing on the places where they're doing rituals, they're doing all kinds of things, they're going back and forth to Bakersfield, you know, California City, you know what I mean? These people come from Los Angeles as far as I'm concerned. That's but the girl Roro is from, I believe, Bakersfield. Yeah. And she is the cousin to the woman who lost the children.
Yeah.
She's the cousin. They're the ones that put up the billboards and stuff. I thought that was really, really good. When you talk about billboards, you talk about the big ones that you see come down the freeway.
We'll take a picture of one. Take a picture of one. Send it to me.
Yeah, I'll take a picture of one to send it to you. Matter of fact, you need to send me your email address, either that or drop on over to Crenshaw Incorporated.
I'm not gonna drop over there. I don't even know why you keep saying it in this chat.
Oh, I'm I'm not trying to dig anybody. Let me. Well, I'm just saying that that's where I got the information from.
Okay.
That's where I got the information.
All righty. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You have a great night.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye. You guys, whew, last call for the night. This is SP. Hello.
Hey, SP.
Hey.
Okay, this is Be Truthful.
Yes.
And this, hi. Okay. What I want to say is that I don't believe that the kids ever made it to Bakersfield, like I said before. However, when Trezell and Jacqueline was doing their interview, they did say that they asked about what did the police take? He said tech only.
Right. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Be truthful. Hold on. Hold on for 1 minute. And I'm sorry. Hold on. I need to clear something up real quick. No, you guys, it's not that I like somebody or don't like somebody. I don't want to get into it with them again. So it's best to squash that, leave it alone. It's not because of that. It's because I don't want to get into it with nobody. So if you're calling out people's names in channels, we said no more of that. Okay, I'm sorry, be truthful.
That's okay. All right. He said that
they took nothing but the text.
Only text.
Right.
But then later on in the interview, he said, this is the reason why we didn't, he made a comment about they didn't want them to come outside because they want to be able to contact them.
Right.
Well, if they took your text and just your phone, how they going to contact you? You got another set of phones in 2 days? That didn't sound right to me, number one. Because if they took all y'all tech, you shouldn't have no telephones, no nothing. 2 days later. Right. But he made that statement that they told them to stay inside because of the fact that they want to be able to contact them. So that to me was contradicting. Yeah. The next thing I wanted to say was, as far as the boys outside, he made a comment about, he told them to stay, don't go in the dirt or yard or whatever. Of course, we know there was no footprints. My question is, no, I do not. I mean, what I want to say is, no, I do not think anybody came in that yard to take them. For one, there's no footprints of the kids. The next thing is, when Trezell said he was throwing wood, as we all saw, there was no wood being thrown. What we did see was Trezell kept bending down doing something. We don't know what he was doing, but he was doing something. And the other thing is, if he claimed that he went in the house to take the wood in the house and the kids was right there, and then he comes back outside and the kids are not there, why would you go in the house and ask Jacqueline, have you seen the kids? How? Why? Because the kids was never there. Right. Okay. So that to me, he lied about that. So I don't understand how come Chief Walker now cannot arrest them on lying to them. Because the evidence, we saw it ourselves. It was right in front of us. Right. Everybody saw the video. Everybody saw everything. But they're contradicting everything that they were saying. And not only that, if they feel as though somebody abducted them, Trezell made the comment about we never go outside because of the virus and all of that. How would somebody even know that those kids was going to be outside that particular day if he never let them outside? So to me,
That's a lie.
Right. You know,
Okay.
yeah.
The next thing is the guy across the street, Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
When Jesse left, because I put it on my big screen because I wanted to see everything.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse, when he left before Trezell, Jesse pulled into that field. He didn't go all the way down to the stop sign. He pulled all the way into the field. Why?
Girl.
He needs to be questioned even more.
Girl, come on.
Okay.
I keep trying to tell people it's closer than y'all think.
He needs to be questioned even more.
Okay.
So
I want to talk to you more.
I saw the lights from the van that Jesse was in. It hit the fence when he came in the field to come around. I saw the lights. Everybody been paying attention to Trezell pulling out and going around the corner, but they're not looking what's in the backyard. I saw the lights hit the fence from the van.
Okay.
So he needs to be questioned.
Yeah.
More.
Come on there. You know what? Why don't you know what? Because we're already 2 hours into this and I do got to go to work. You know what? Let me call you Saturday. I'm going to pull that video. I want you to be our special guest and share with us. We're gonna go back over this Saturday, tomorrow. You want to do that?
I'll be here.
Because see, I try to explain to everybody to look across the street. There's some funny bunny stuff going on over there. Everybody's like, no, they're going to go get mail. No, that was just the headlights to the such and such or whatever. And even when I was talking to the lady, I said, the guy that lives across the street, and I don't know if it's Jesse or the one that's right next to it, but she's just, oh no, Jesse's a good guy. I don't know if it's Jesse or the neighbor. But
out with that van.
But
he's the one who pulled out in the van because he lived on the corner, the one that he no longer lived there now.
And let me tell you something. It's something funny about them people across the street. Now, I'm not blaming them. I'm just saying we need to look because they either got more information because they were supposed to have Jesse was supposed to have a camera.
That's right. And the camera faced directly the Trezell's house and in that field. So you're not going to tell me
Yeah.
And my last thing I want to say before I get off the phone. I just want y'all to know, y'all got to pay close attention because I analyze everything. There's 3 vans.
Okay.
There's 3 different vans. Y'all have to look at the windows. You have to look at the shape of the windows. You have to look at you know how the vans got the writing at the bottom that tell you what kind of van it is? You know, the silver writing, like this is a, say for instance, I'm just hypothetically, that it's a F-150. You know how they write it on the side of the front door of the vans at the bottom by the tire? Okay, if you look at the writing, you got one coming straight across, you got one look more in a square-like way, and then the other van is totally different. There's 3 different vans. There's 3 different vans.
Okay. Well, we're going to check this out.
So
what time do you want to come on tomorrow?
All the pictures and stuff that they have of their vans and stuff, everyone needs to pay attention to Jesse and the different vans because when he left that house, he came back in a different van. I just want y'all to know that. Analyze.
What time do you want to come on tomorrow and we can get this stuff together and stuff? Because I'll call you later on tonight when I'm at work, and then you can go over and I'll pick up any pictures that you want me to pull, any videos you want me to pull, and we'll see what you're talking about, sister.
I am home because we are having an ice storm, so I am not going anywhere.
I am home too. That's why I'm trying to get off here so I can just start my car up and some other stuff. But I'll call you tonight, okay?
Okay.
I think everybody's needing to know, like, we need visual, because I try to explain it. I'm like, and I'm pulling people this way, and everybody's like, I was like, whatever. Hey, I'm still looking at the people across the street. I don't care.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking at
he didn't drive all the way down to the stop sign.
They was the only ones out that night.
Yeah. Trezell had help. He didn't do this by himself.
That's why when the dude came on the other day, which somebody got mad because they were like, oh, when a guy comes on, y'all want to go with the guy. Well, sometimes guys have a little bit more of things that not so common to us, and they'll see something and say something. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, the flickering of the light, he was probably warning somebody, hey, get out of here. I'm getting ready to call, or, I'm getting ready to get in the car or something. Something there was a signal for some reason.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
And it could have been with this guy.
Yes. Yes. I truly believe that too.
And it's funny because I did a report, and one of those guys that lived across the street, and maybe that's the reason why they moving. I don't know. Somebody said they were moving before. One of them is a bondsman, and because I asked the lady when she called in, I was like, the bondsman, and she was like, no, Jesse, like, okay, so now Jesse, he's still a suspect. I don't care what he do for a living or whatever. I know there's a bondsman live on that block, and I should have just wrote down this. I should have wrote down everything. I should have, but
yeah, they're making it sound like Jesse didn't know anything or whatever. He was helping or whatever. No, Jesse knows Trezell. I truly believe that. I think Jesse helped him. There's no way that no, I don't think Trezell did this by himself. No.
Okay, we're gonna talk, and let's come on. Let's give it some time, because I'm gonna have to clear out a lot of my information that I got on here. I'm gonna have to put down these two people.
Soldier Girl, I'm not talking about you saying one van is the neighbors. I'm not even talking about that van. I'm talking about vans that kind of look like the van that Trezell and them is driving. There are 3 different vans.
Right.
There are 3 different ones.
Right.
So, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
But I'll be here, SP.
And yeah, and we need to clear up that. We need to clear that information up, because the lady that was talking to us, she had I don't know why they went over there and broke in a van. I don't know who it was. I haven't even seen it yet. But she the one said that wasn't their van. And so okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done until right now. We'll explain it.
All right.
I'm gonna get with you tonight, okay?
Have a blessed night and everything. And thank you, SP, for allowing me to come on tonight. I just wanted to bring those things, for people to really look at. I just feel like they may not have the physical evidence, but for sure, Jacqueline and Trezell has lied to authorities, and that should be enough to at least have an arrest.
Well, yeah. I'm gonna give you the floor tomorrow. Okay, I'm serious. I don't even have to be on here. I can transfer it right to you. I can give you the floor. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you want or not, or whatever time you want to. What time do you want to do this?
It doesn't matter. I am here.
Okay, so
call me tonight and we'll discuss it.
I know. I want to let people know that's in here, so that they'll know.
Oh, okay.
So 3 o'clock be okay?
What time?
3 Central Time?
Yeah, that's fine.
3 o'clock Central Time. We'll do it.
That's fine.
Okay. 3 o'clock Central Time. You guys, we'll meet back up here, and be truthful. I'm going to try to get everything that she tells me, because I like when a person have already looked at a lot of the stuff. Not saying that what you're saying is what I was saying. Well, but I do believe something's going on with that neighbor. I really do. That was the only person that was active that night. I mean, unless he helped, or they were just parked in their driveway or something. I don't know, but
Because if you know that everybody in the neighborhood didn't even have lights on, he was the only one.
He was the only one. I was like, what is that bright light? And you know what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am. People need to pay attention. Like I said, I'm an analyzer. I analyze everything.
Okay.
Everything. I don't look just in one spot. Everybody paying attention to what Trezell doing, but y'all need to pay attention to the whole big picture in the back as well.
Okay. All
yes,
right.
ma'am.
So everything you need me to give, we'll get it all tonight. So I have to pull everything.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Y'all have a blessed night.
Bye-bye. All righty. Hey, you guys, I got to get off here. I want to thank, I didn't have time to put KCK on there and call her Jefferson. If you give in the super chat later on, I'll put them on tomorrow. But I want to thank everybody for showing up. Make sure you guys give us those thumbs up. I haven't been seeing it, and you guys haven't been doing it. So make sure you give the thumbs up. We're going to come back on here tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Time. 3 p.m. Central Time, you guys. We'll come back on here. I will probably give you a reminder or something of that nature. Let me see. And I just want to thank you guys. And I'll see you guys later. Here we go.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey family, let me share with you what Nora's Closet has on her racks right now. You guys are gonna love this. Everything that a woman loves. We're coming into 2021. She has your Versace, she has your Gucci, and your authentic handbag. She also has your perfume. If you guys are looking for Chanel or CK or Gucci, this is the place to be. Make sure when you go over there, tell her SP News sent you. You're not going to regret it. Are you a Warriors for Children and she'll work with you? You can walk on the runway with this one, you guys. I guarantee it.
TeNika Shenette, the plus-size doll. Do you like to shop online but hesitate because of the uncertainty about sizing and the quality of some items? Have you came across an outfit that you love to rock, but girl, you want to know more about the company and how their items run first? I get it. Check out TeNika Shenette, the plus-size doll on YouTube for the latest updates in plus-size fashion and styles. She does the reviews that you can use. Timing is of the essence, but she will reach out to any company if she's not already signed with them. And get that item or a similar item to try it on first and provide that honest review on sizing, quality, and shipping. She does it all and often can get a discount code exclusively for her subscribers. So subscribe now and shop with confidence, knowing if you would size up, size down, or true to size. She also reviews wigs, bundles, hair products. Like I said, she does it all. Measurements are in the description as well as the contact information for business inquiries or collabs. So subscribe today to be a part of the dollhouse where everything is big, bold, and beautiful. The link is in the description box down below.